Welcome, everyone. Who am I and what am I here to talk about today? My name is Suhair Alhaj. I am a PCC coach, executive coach, and career coach. And I'm also a mentor and a supervisor. I have done my share of mistakes, and I'm here to share some of the mistakes I did, or as a mentor, I have seen some of my mentees do. Okay, so we are always on a learning journey, and nobody is perfect. But not knowing that you are making a sin in coaching is something different. So we are here to pay attention to our mistakes and be careful when we put ourselves out there, because from what I've seen a lot of people putting themselves out there, but actually not in a correct way, or not in something that they will benefit or do something, do good for their reputation. Actually, they are damaging their reputation by doing silly mistakes. Some of them are silly, some of them are not silly, some of them are cardinal sins. Okay, so I've been a coach for 6 years and a mentor for almost over a year now. And I'm here to talk about sins, coaching sins. Okay, some of us aware of it, some of us not aware of it. Okay, but for some reason, okay. So, hi from Berlin. Hi to Berlin. So, uh, sin number one. We're gonna stay here for 1 hour. I'm gonna just answer me in the chat, okay? And in the at the last 15 minutes, if we have time, I might just make a Q&A, and we can answer some questions. We'll ask you, so you can I can answer some of your questions. How can I help you? Or even while I'm talking, you can write your question in the chat if something is not clear or you want more clarification on one point. I'm here to clarify. Okay, so let's start with sin number one: coaching everyone and anyone. In the beginning, as a coach, when you start as a coach, that is okay, because you're still learning how to be a coach. Who is your client? Who are you as a coach? That is okay for you in the beginning, just to uh, try with different clients. Okay, but this is a sin if you are experienced coach and accredited coach, and you coach everyone and anyone that comes your way. Why? Because, as it says at the bottom, a jack of all trades is a master of none. And we have seen this. I will give you an example of what I mean by this. Why is it a sin? And why is it damaging your reputation, actually? Imagine you are hungry, okay? And there are two restaurants in front of you. One of them is, it says it's it's an international cuisine, and you go in and they have a menu this thick of Indian cuisine, and okay, Mexican food, Indian food, American food, Mediterranean food, and they have everything on the menu. They are offering everything, and you're like just flipping over the pages, and you get confused. How many chefs do they have? And when you ask, they say, oh, we have one chef, but he's an expert in everything. He's expert. Do you believe it? Do you believe the food is going to be good? Nobody can cook Indian food and French food and be good at both. Do you agree with this? and you go out of the restaurant because you believe like, no, I don't believe the food is going to be good. And you walk out and there is a small restaurant that says hamburger. And where do you go? To the small restaurant that serves only hamburger. They are specializing in hamburger. Why? Because you are sure that if there is one thing they do, I'm sure they're going to do it right. Right? Who can mix up a hamburger if they are experts in hamburger? Okay, so of course you're going to walk out because, as you see in this, what does this tree imply? What does it give you an impression of when you look at this tree? Write in the chat. When you look at a tree like that, which is branching everywhere, what the feeling? Rooted. Okay, it is rooted, but we're not talking about the roots. We're talking about the branches. Does it give you a sense of they are like specific? Here we're talking about specification. Instead of serving everyone and anyone, chaos. That's the word I'm looking for. That's more like a chaos. That, like the menu that is serving like 5, 6, 7 cuisines. One chef serving 5, 6, 7 cuisines, which is, you cannot trust that he's going to be good in any of them because a jack of all trades is master of none. Okay? It's good in the beginning as a starting coach, but not as an experienced coach. Not after 2 years of working as a coach and you have a menu to stick. You cannot. You have to focus on specification. And what do we mean by specification? What is or who is your ideal client? If you can answer this question, then you are on the right track. Who is your ideal client? One, if you can picture one client that you want to work with, how old would this client be? Male or female? What level of education are they? What experience do they have? Work experience, cultural background. What is the financial background? Marital status. Do they have, if your niche is, if it's related to your niche, of course, okay? If it's related to your niche. Marital status or kids. Is it related to your niche? How do you imagine your ideal client would be? Who is your ideal client? Just take a minute and think about it. Having a specific niche. Thank you, Jawahir. Yes, having a specific niche. And we will go not only a niche, we will go down now, not only just a niche. And I will tell you in a minute. Having a niche. Let's say someone says, I'm a relationship coach. Who do you coach? Husband and wife? Mother and daughter? Father and son? Your relationship with yourself? What kind of relationship? If you say a relationship coach, that's a very wide niche. Who do you coach? Narrow it down. Because nobody can coach everybody. When you say a relationship coach, that's a big menu. That's another big menu. That's a Chinese menu. Okay, you chose Chinese, but that's Chinese menu. A Chinese menu has like 50 to 60 dishes. What if you want to have a noodle? A noodle. I want to have noodles. You will go to a noodles restaurant. So you see, from that international restaurant with this thick menu, you chose Chinese. I want Chinese. If the menu went smaller, but it's still big. What if you go even smaller and choose noodles? Can you do that? How many of you have reached noodles? Write in the chat. You are very specific about who are you coaching. Raise your hand if you have reached that noodles. Who's your top? Who's your who got here to noodles? Only one? I can see only one. What about you? What about the others? You need to work on who is your ideal client. You're still on the international menu. Okay. Okay. Not yet in the process. Okay. Yay, you got my metaphor. By the way, I'm a crazy person. I'm crazy with metaphors. So I think it gets the idea across very clearly. So I see some people still on the international menu. I hope you get to the Chinese menu, and I hope to get down, someday you get down to the noodles. Okay? Okay. So next, choosing a niche or client out of your or out of their league. That's the second sin people make, which is, I have seen a lot. People would come to me and would say, I want to, Suhair, I want to work with executives. And I would be like, wow, great. You chose a niche. Okay, what is your background? I don't have, I studied like humanitarian. And I'm like, okay, did you do any business courses? Did you study business? Did you do an MBA? No. Did you work in corporate life? No. I would say you have this is out of your league. If you don't have the background, if you don't have the experience to back you up, then you are totally out of your league. Okay. Let's say, I will give you another example. A 24-year-old young man who wants to coach 35 divorced women. Do you think that coaching relationship would work? Or he's out of his league? Just write in the chat. If you are a 35, 40-year-old divorced woman looking for a coach, would you trust a 24 or 23 young man to coach you? No, I don't think it would work, because what does he know about it? He's not a woman. He's not divorced. He's not at this even close to her age. Yes, yes, absolutely. Someone who has been there. Someone who speak the language. Okay? A coach who speaks the language of the client. For example, and this is some of my like daily conversations with executives. An executive might say, Suhair, I'm not happy with my ROI this month. I think I need to work on my CRM. I think the problem is the CRM. I need to work on my KPIs. Can we work on the KPIs today? Well, I want to go over the KPIs. If you don't understand what I just said, then you have no place in business. You have no place in coaching executives, because they have each, like, client, they might have specific language. If you're not familiar with the language the client speaks, you have no place coaching them. Okay. So in order to avoid this, look into what are you experienced in? What is your background? Do you speak or understand your client's language? If you want to get into business, or which is now a lot of coaches, they approach me and they will, Suhair, I decided to become an executive coach. And when I just start talking to them, they don't even have the basics of business. So they have no place. This is out of their leagues. Okay. So when you choose a niche, please choose a niche that is in your league. You have experience in, you have the background to back you up, to understand what is the client talking about, to understand the client language. Okay. A divorced woman language, a 24-year-old will not understand it. And a 24-year-old man, not married, you will never understand the language or what she's saying. I'm not talking about language as in English, Arabic, in Hindu, or Urdu, or French, or Spanish. No, it's the vocabulary. It's the meaning behind the words. So a coach has to read between the lines, remember? Okay, so if you cannot understand the coachee's language, then you have no business coaching them. Okay, let's move to number 3. And of course, feel free to ask questions. No clear identity or signature practice. What do we mean by this? If you don't know who you are as a coach, and this comes by experience, and I mean, a starting coach, of course, will not have an identity, but the first thing you need to work on is your identity as a coach. Okay? If you don't have an identity as a coach, you might ruin your reputation. And again, here we are talking about experienced coaches who have been in the business for 2 or 3 years. Okay? They still don't have clear identity for them as a coach. Okay? Or signature practice. What do I mean by signature practice? What are you known for? What are you known for? For example, when someone asks me, and I get asked a lot, Suhair, we have a project coming and we need some coaches. Can you recommend some other people, some other coaches? And the first question I ask, what is the scope of work? So, and they would say, we need some coaches who are good in career and very creative, very like hands-on. Yep. Immediately names will pop in my head when I read the scope, when I hear the scope. Why? Because people or coaches with clear identity, they pop up. Okay? They immediately, let me just mute. Okay. So please stay muted. I will give you like the last 10, 15 minutes to discuss or to talk. Okay. So What do we mean by clear identity? Who are you as a coach? If you don't know who you are as a coach, how do you expect other people to introduce you to projects or to get to know who you are as a coach? I have seen coaches who like go into social media and just talk, and I'm like, what are they talking about? Okay, and I'm like, I don't, I don't see what what is their what is their what are they trying to say here? What is the message they are trying to get out there? What is their vision? What is their mission? You will not get it. They will just blah 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 blah, and sometimes they will just. And I swear to God, I have seen this. One of the coaches just went live to show a recipe of how to cook rice, and I was like, seriously? What is that got to do with coaching? This is a professional coaching account. What does this has to do with anything? This is identity crisis. You're not a cook. What are you doing here? Okay. Or someone is, yes, yes, Jawahar. Creative approach in leadership development coaching is in my thumbprint. Yes, absolutely. That is absolutely correct, Jawahar. Having a signature, having um, an identity in the coaching world. When we are looking for someone who is like uh, hands-on, creative approaches, who are we? The first person would pop into my head, Jawahir, and other people who also work in reflective, creative approaches. Okay. Yes. And you need to ask yourself, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Why would clients choose you? Why you? What is the value you bring to coaching? Think about that. Otherwise, you will be just a clone of hundreds and hundreds of coaches out there who have no identity. And of course, they will not get hired because they have no identity. They're just clones. Unfortunately, that is a fact. We have a lot of clone coaches out there. So try not to be one of them. Have an identity, clear identity. Okay, next. Sin number 4, mixing coaching with other practices. And this is, oh my God, I have seen this a lot. And I will tell you why this is a sin. I came across peer coaching practice or group of peer coaching for peer coaching. All of the people in the group were coaches trying to finish or to get practice hour to get their accreditation. And I found out that some of them, they are practicing Reiki, Theta, bars, what is it? Access bars and other practices that has no business in coaching. And they are counting it as coaching hours in their log. And when I spoke up about it and I got attacked, and I found out that a lot of coaches, they just do that. These practices are not coaching, and this is unethical. Please stick to coaching. If you're doing coaching, if you're doing peer coaching, please stick to coaching. Okay? And what I mean by sticking to coaching is concentration. A coaching session should be a coaching session. No other practices should be in a coaching session. If you want to practice something else, then it has to be in a separate contract, separate session. Do not mix coaching with other practices. Not consultation, not therapy, not Reiki, theta, access bars, and all that, all these things. You can practice them in a separate contract, in a separate session. But please don't do that in a coaching session and count it as a coaching session. That is a cardinal sin. And you might get reported for ICF for doing that. Okay? Raise your hand and swear that you will never do that. Please. If you're a coach, raise your hand and swear you will never do that. Yay! Yes, coaching is coaching. Thank you. Thank you. Because not together. Absolutely not together. Not in the, that's what I mean. And the same, that's why I said separate contract, separate session, but not the mingle tree that you see in this picture, because this is totally unethical. This is totally not coaching. Okay. Sin number 5, not having a mentor or a supervisor. Some people think that, oh, I I already have my accreditation. I'm good to go. I'm a perfect coach. I don't need anything else. I'm practicing. I'm good. I'm getting clients. Absolutely great. But are you on track? Nobody but nobody can work without getting help when they get stuck with something. Everybody gets difficult clients. We all get difficult clients. We all get stuck with a situation where I don't know what to do here. I think I have a feeling that I did something wrong, but I can't put my hand on it. I don't know what happened. Something is not clear here. I don't know what's next for me. I've been doing the same thing for a year now. What do I need more? How can I get better? And there is a famous saying I always say, if you are climbing a mountain and you reach the top of the mountain and you think, yay, I made it. And you stay at the top of the mountain and you don't find another peak to go, the only way for you is down. If nobody helps you to find another mountain to climb, then the only way for you to go is down. So mentoring is not only for getting accreditation. Every coach needs a coach. Absolutely. I have 3 mentors, and each of my mentors, I am a mentor. Each of my mentors have a mentor. And each of their mentors have a mentor. Okay? Because nobody has all the answers. Nobody has all the answers. Sometimes you need to see the other perspectives. Peer coach is someone you coach at the same level in order for you to get accredited or to get the hours. A mentor is someone more experienced than you, someone who has been there for a number of years, who has a higher accreditation than you are, and you go and they mentor you, or actually mentoring is required for accreditation for ICF. What is the difference between mentor and supervisor? A supervisor is someone after you get your accreditation, someone to help you with your career, with your coaching career. Whenever you feel like, I have a question here, I don't know, what should I do? Okay. What do? I text my mentor. I need a session with you. I've been like, I feel there's something, I feel stuck, or I feel there's something I need to work on. Okay. So, sin number 6, no growth as a coach. As I said, some people, they think that they got to the top, they got their accreditation, they are ACC, PCC, or whatever, and I'm at the top, at the peak of my my career. I don't need anything else. I'm perfect. I know everything there is to know. Actually, nope. You don't know everything you need to know. There's a lot of things out there. As I said, if you have this mentality, the only way is down. And when I mean down, you will damage your reputation, you will damage your work. People will not trust you. Coaches will not recommend you. Clients will not trust you because there's nothing new you bring to the table. Okay? So if you are not up to date, if you don't know what is going on out there, why is my hand up? Okay. I need to remove this. I need to lower my hand. Where is my, anyway. Okay. Coaching industry is the fastest growing industry in the field right now, in the business right now. If you're not staying up to date with what's happening, then you're going to stay behind. And you're not going to get recommended by other coaches. You're not going to get hired by for projects. And believe me, I know, I've been there. Before I got my accreditation.
Yeah. And they're not turning on the AC. I've been asking for 3, they'll never do it. How are we
Sorry about that. Okay. Please stay muted. Please stay muted until we finish for Q&A. Okay. Okay, where was I? Yes. What is going on? Okay. Please stay muted. So, this is the importance of learning. I have seen a lot of coaches who, for the past 2 or 3 years, they haven't developed 1 inch or haven't grown 1 inch. Nothing. They are still what they have, what like where I left them 2 years ago. Would I recommend them for projects? Nope. There are other people who worked hard and have, for the past year, have grown a lot. Okay. Yes, coaching industry is evolving and it's growing fast. Okay. And if you're not staying with this growth, you're going to stay behind. You're going to be left behind. Okay. 7, using expired accreditation. Not only using expired accreditation, not getting an accreditation is also a sin. Not updating your accreditation or upgrading your accreditation, I consider it a sin because, as I said, people. Actually, I had a phone call this morning. Someone called me, Suhair, I came across your profile on LinkedIn, and please send me your accreditation. We have a big project, and I need you to recommend a few names. Okay, and they need to be PCC or higher. And I was immediately, oops. I know a lot of names, and and he said, no, we need only PCC and higher. It was this morning. And actually, I get a lot of these calls. They don't even want ACC. Some of the projects I worked with, they said, no ACC. We want PCC, MCC. So if you're not working on your accreditation right now, please work on your accreditation. I know a coach who's been a coach since 2012. He's a very good friend of mine. Actually, he was one of the best coaches I have seen. I recommended him for a big project a while ago, and they said, and the guy called me and he said, "Are you sure about this coach?" And I said, "Yes, absolutely. He's one of the best coaches here in Saudi Arabia. He's one of the oldest coaches here in Saudi Arabia. He's amazing." And he said, "But he's ACC. Why is he an ACC? Why is he still an ACC?" And I'm like, I don't know. And he said, "We can't hire him. He didn't work on his accreditation. He didn't upgrade his accreditation. There is a question mark there." He hanged up, and I called my friend and I said, "Why didn't you upgrade your ACC?" And he said, "Why are you asking? No, I don't need an ACC, a PCC. I have an ACC and I'm fine with it." And I said, "Actually, I just got a call from a guy with a big project, and I recommended, and I mentioned your name, and I sent your profile, your LinkedIn, and he said, 'Why aren't you a PCC?' And he said, 'What?' And this guy immediately applied for PCC, and he asked me to be his mentor because he said, 'People are asking for PCC,' and I said, 'Yes.' That's how important it is to upgrade your PCC. Okay, to upgrade your accreditation, because it matters. If you think that you got an ACC and you're done, no, your experience will speak for you. No, it doesn't. If you're not PCC and higher, possibly opportunity will pass you on. Big opportunity. Yes, Jerry, yes, that's actually how I did it. I did not get my ACC. I went straight to my PCC. That was a year ago, and now I'm shooting for my MCC. You don't need to get an ACC for your PCC. If you're qualified, if you have all the qualification, shoot for the PCC. Okay, I didn't get an ACC. I went directly for the PCC. Okay, and it was because of I had a great mentor. I was going for my ACC, and my mentor was like, "Hold on, Suhair, you're qualified for PCC. You just need these hours of education. You're missing few hours in education. Don't waste your time on ACC and the PCC. Just go for the PCC." And that's what I did. And she mentored me until I got my PCC, and I thank her for that. Yes. Not CCEs. What is you need educational hours? Yes, 200 to 120 hours of education, 500 hours of experience or coaching hours. Okay, and we can talk about it after this session if you like. You can reach out to me and we can talk about it. Using expired accreditation. If your accreditation is not renewed, then you damage your reputation. If accreditation has three years validity, if it's not valid, please don't write ACC next to your name, or please don't use the badge for ACC when it's expired, or PCC when it's expired. Once it's expired, you either renew it. Until you renew it, remove ACC from next to your name, or PCC, or even MCC if you did not renew it. Okay? Yeah, I'm collecting the experience hours now. 500 experience hours for the PCC. Yes. If you have 120 hours of education, you need 500 hours of experience or coaching hours. Okay. As I promised, the last 15 minutes are Q&A. Now, what questions do you have for me?
Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name.
Suhair, yes. You can call me too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was actually, it's perfect that when you said that you went straight for PCC, how are you communicating that to clients as you were trying to collect the experience hours? How are you communicating your, so to say, aspirations while still not having like an official ICF badge?
I would say I'm a coach. I'm ICF member, but not accredited. Practicing coach. You can say I'm a practicing coach, but not accredited coach. And I will go back to the beginning of our conversation. Someone said, I am certified PCC working on my accreditation. You're not certified PCC. You cannot say I'm certified PCC if you don't have an accreditation. PCC is an accreditation. You can say I'm practicing coach, but you don't have an accreditation. You cannot say PCC. Okay, even if your education, the 120 hours you finished, it says professional certified coach, but that's not an certificate. That's not an accreditation. You cannot say you are a PCC coach. No, that is unethical. You are practicing coach, but you cannot say I am PCC. If you don't have the accreditation, if you did not have the badge, if you did not have the PCC certificate from ICF, you cannot call yourself PCC coach. That's a sin. That's a cardinal sin. Yes. Yeah. Other questions? Come on.
Sorry, can I do a quick follow-up just on that one, on that last aspect that you spoke about? Because remember last year they did a major changes also with the education providers. So they split it into level 1, level 2, level 3. So now what I did was, so what it says on my certificates is partial level 2. So it's a, so from what I understood, it's still okay to say that my education itself is ICF accredited and is a level 2 PCC type of education, but it's a partial completion of it.
Not say PCC.
Yeah, I'm talking about the, not myself, but the educational level. That's how even ICF puts it, like level 2 and then in brackets PCC for the educational level. That's how they describe it.
For education, for it's in for PCC, it's educational for PCC, but you cannot put in PCC next to your name.
Yeah, exactly.
PCC accredited. This is a different.
Only referring to the education itself to clarify, because I think many people still don't know what level 2 means with the new system.
Education, level 2 education, but cannot mention PCC accredited.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the difference between certification and accreditation, that is absolutely correct, Rasha. But you cannot say certified BCC, certified level 2, or certified coach, but not PCC. Don't say, because PCC is an accreditation, not certification. Okay. Yes, Rasha. So I hope this is clear. Yes. I enjoyed and learned a lot. Is there any other coming Zoom meetings you are making soon? I'm making the same one Sunday in Arabic. Yes. Yes. And what other topics would you like me to talk about, Nahla? I am an ACC and I'm going for PCC next, but when I ask ICF, they are unclear about how to do that without going for a specific, PCC training. Do you have any tips on how to do this with practice hours and CCC hours? Of course, there is something called portfolio, okay? But without seeing your, I need to see your certificates before I can help you with this. I cannot just go out at the top of my head and tell you what you should do without seeing your certificate, because depends on the stamp on your certificate. Is it level 1, level 2, and what type of training, what type of program? Is it comprehensive program? Because now level 2 is comprehensive, which means it has learning, mentoring, and recorded session. It's all included in the program. Okay, so what kind of program are you having right now? So it depends. So without me looking into your certificate and exactly knowing how many hours have you finished, I cannot help you with that. But there is level 1, level 2 portfolio. Okay, and I think we might. There is a lot of oh, more sins. Coach Nala, yes, of course. We will talk about more sins, of course. I'm trying, because we have only 1 hour, so I try to compress them all in 1 hour. Yes, you're most welcome. Ogum, you're Turkish, but I cannot pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah. So, other questions? Shoot. Come on, other questions. And if you like, or if you have any questions you want to send to me in private, you can contact me. This is my, where is it? Where's the chat? Okay, here it is. This is my LinkedIn. Okay, you can reach out to me in my LinkedIn and we can maybe have a talk. If you have any more questions you want to ask in private, I'm here to help you. Okay. If you want to take the microphone, ask, tell me what you think. Thank you. Any questions? Any reflections? You're most welcome, Jawahir. Any reflections? What new awarenesses are you coming? What is the awareness or learning lessons or learning points that you are coming out of this session with? Come on. Thank you. Letty, thank you, Letty. Come on, what are the learning points or the awarenesses you are going out of this lesson, this webinar? You should keep learning and growing. Yes. Will we get a copy of the recording? I will post it on my YouTube. I will maybe I will email you. I will send you a certificate of attendance and maybe a link to my YouTube. Okay. You're most welcome. Any other questions? Awarenesses? Come on. What are you getting out of this session with? I will stop the recording and we can speak freely. Bye-bye.